YouTube, what's happening? So, hello, I'm Pruitt. Thank you for watching. So, I wanted to give a rundown on why I was given doctor's orders to not work out for a month as of today. A couple weeks ago, I slipped in the shower, and for those that follow closely, I mentioned that whenever I have a stumble or a slip or a trip or anything like that, my instinct is to protect the replaced hip that I currently have. If you didn't know, my left hip is a false hip. It's a replaced hip that I got put in about 3 years ago, something like that. And so my mind says whenever something is about to happen to me physically, I protect my hip because I'm not an old dude to a certain extent. And those replaced hips, they only last so long, so I have to protect it, you know what I mean? When I slipped, I protected my hip and I did not fall. But at the time, I pulled a muscle in my back, which also meant I pulled some muscles in my hip area on my right leg, and the muscles in the right side of my back were affected. Sorry. So from protecting my left side, I hurt my right side. So I hurt the right lower part of my back. I hurt my right hip flexor muscles, and I also strained my IT band. Look up IT band or iliotibial band, and you'll see what that thing is and see how important it is to your leg and how painful it can be. So after I got that looked at, I was told to not do any lifting or working out or what have you on my lower body. So for 2 weeks I haven't done any legs. I've just been doing my upper body workouts, and I've even been doing that at a scaled back fashion. Anyway, regarding my workouts, I had already started to change my workout anyway because I've already met my goals for fitness, and I'm getting older, and there's really no need for me to be lifting as heavy as I was lifting. I've always wanted to bench press 400 pounds. I've done that now. I don't need to try to do more than 400 pounds, you know what I mean? So now it's more about just trying to maintain a certain level of fitness. And that goes for everything. I've always wanted to do more in the squats. I've always wanted to squat 500 pounds in squats. I'm not able to do that, but I was able to get pretty damn close, and now it's time to back off. So just maintaining is all I'm trying to do. Taking care of my body as best I can and not necessarily beating up my elbows and beating up my knees and whatnot, because I'm gonna tell you, the more that I do my bench press sets and they're over that 300 pound mark, I feel it the next day in my elbows. I feel it in my wrists. I never really feel it in my chest. I get a good pump, but I never really feel the pain that I would feel in my wrists and elbows. So I know, all right, I need to back it off a little bit. But now, going to this surgeon today because I had an appointment scheduled to discuss getting my other hip replaced. Yes, I have to get my other hip replaced. It's a genetic issue that I have, and it's about time for it to come out. So when I went to get this looked at, he knows that I had the incident a couple weeks ago, and he went to do his assessment, and turns out my hip it needs to be replaced, but it's okay right now. But my problem is my back. I have it's a lot more serious than I realized. I mean, it hurts or whatever, but I didn't realize it was this bad. Essentially, he's wanting me to not do any type of working out, because if when you're doing even your upper body lifts, if you're doing them right, you're engaging your core muscles. You know what I'm saying? You don't really have to do a whole lot of ab crunches and stuff like that if you're supporting yourself properly. So he don't want me doing anything because my lower back is screwed up pretty bad, which has affected my IT band, which has affected my hip flexors, which has also affected my core muscles. I didn't realize my core muscles were jacked up until today. You know, he put me in some weird testing positions, and that shit hurt. I didn't know. I had no idea. But he's like, yeah, this is a problem. You need to sit down. So I'm going to sit down for a month. Now, today I was scheduled for my bench press test. It is not a heavy bench press test. It is a bench press test all about how many repetitions I can do. It's the same test the NFL guys do. It's the 225 test. I'm going to do that today, and that's it. I won't do any other working out with it or anything like that. All I'm going to do is that bench press test just to see if I can beat last year's mark, and then that's it. I'm done. But that's the skinny on it. I'm not thrilled about it, but it's life. I got plenty of other things to keep me entertained and busy, and other ways to work on that mental therapy. Not only is the gym good for keeping me fit, but it's also part of my mental therapy. So, all right, video's running long. I appreciate y'all watching, and I appreciate all of the support and the concerns and people asking what's wrong. That means a lot. Y'all care, and I appreciate that. Aunt Pruitt is signing out. Go out and do something good for somebody today. You know, something nice. Brighten somebody else's day. Peace out.